Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
After a long, hot summer, are you ready for fall? What about your home? Is your heating system ready for cooler temperatures ahead? Be sure and call Bryant for your fall heating check. No matter what brand of equipment you own, Bryant's trained technician will thoroughly clean and inspect your furnace or heat pump to make sure you stay warm and comfortable. Call today to schedule your home heating check. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
Guys, you've heard me tell you all about Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, but it's not just me. Folks all over town are having success with the FXB program. Guys like Gary, who just finished up his own 10-week challenge.
Yeah, Mark. After having a knee replacement in March, I was looking for a way to get back into shape. The workouts are fun, the atmosphere is a total blast, and I've lost 17 pounds since starting in July.
The next Farrell's 10-week challenge begins on October 7th, and ticket listeners get $150 off enrollment. Just head to theticketfm.com. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Most parents have a homework schedule for the weekdays, but don't forget to cover the weekends. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. A good way to avoid a problem is to set a homework schedule for the weekend. Set aside a couple hours of homework time on Saturday and help your student avoid staying up late Sunday night to finish a project. Remember, communicating with your child's teacher is vital for student success.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit asiaretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de The Alzheimer's Association y The Ad Council.
It's phishing season. Bad actors are trolling your business emails, luring you and your employees to take the bait and steal your private information. Make sure your cybersecurity keeps your business from being the catch of the day. At Hamilton, cybersecurity is our business. We are experts at keeping your network and business information secure and off the hook. Contact Hamilton for a vulnerability assessment today. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton. at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Don't miss the Stars home opener on October 7th against the Madison Capitals. It's a Saturday night showdown at the Icebox as Lincoln welcomes an Eastern Conference opponent to the capital city for the first time since 2020. Purchase tickets for the home opener, and you'll get the next day's game for free. Lock in your seats now at LincolnStars.com.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Welcome to On the Block. Strick here and Nick. Nick will be joining us on the block for the next week until Austin delivers baby Herbie and him and his beautiful wife do so, praying that it is a healthy baby.
Absolutely.
And there's much success there, and there's no craziness or anything that's happening in that. I mean, it's always something to it. You never know when you're in the hospital or going through that type of stuff. So we're praying for their safe arrival of baby Herbie, and a healthy baby Herbie.
Absolutely.
Nick,
what's up?
Man, thank you, man, for tapping in. It's always a pleasure to work with you. We get to do so every Wednesday.
It's a blast.
So it is truly a pleasure. We'll jump right into it since we have a quick short segment. We'll start off just by talking about the Huskers. Obviously on their way to Champaign, Illinois, where they're there. Gonna start it off tonight. We're gonna have pregame show starting as well this afternoon. And looking forward to hopefully getting a turnaround. I think this is a big stretch for the Huskers. I think it is a tremendous opportunity for them in this stretch, these next 4 games, to show and prove their abilities to put themselves in position to potentially get into a bowl game.
Well, I think when you look at what we heard from Matt Rule and especially Tony White, obviously, Marcus Satterfield isn't a man of a whole lot of emotion audibly. And so when you hear Tony White and Matt Rule come out and be visibly pissed off, I think there's a part of Husker fans that are like, all right, good, thank you. Yeah, let's show this fire. But now that was all Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Here we are on Friday, and I find myself going, all right, take all that and show us that you transferred it into something. Yeah. Show us on the turf, on the field, that pissed off energy. Because if you don't, then the result's not going to be what Nebraska wants, and we're going to be looking back going, all right, what good did that do? You can't say that on next Monday after loss to Illinois. And it all started really on Saturday when Matt Rule was like, we're going to find out what kind of team we are, on next Friday.
Right.
And while all that's valid, the fact that you publicly said that puts a lot more pressure and weight on this game for you to perform. So if Nebraska goes out, backs up everything they were saying, performs well, and gets the dub, we're all sitting there going, good. This is a start. This is a start of a 4-game stretch to where Nebraska might be able to make a bowl game.
This is definitely not an overlooking game.
Absolutely
because
not.
They've done that in the past. They've had a chance to get their season in Big Ten play off to great starts against Illinois. And now both teams come into this game 2-3, both 0-2 in conference. Someone's walking away with a goose egg and someone's walking off with a 1 after their win total. And so when you look at that, Nick, you've got to figure that Bielema's had your number the last 2 years. He's basically dominated.
Illinois has.
That's what I'm saying.
Just in general, as a program, Illinois has, to where they were just showing a game from Mike Riley's time of where Nebraska was up 13-7 on Big Ten Network. I'm saying Nebraska was up 13-7. They end up losing the game. But why? Because of turnovers, because of the inability to score, the inability to sustain drives. All that stuff is still football at the end of the day. Nebraska's got to go out there and even in 2021, what was the issue? Well, Adrian Martinez fumbled, and then Nebraska allowed some big plays and allowed those to compound and had some penalties and had multiple turnovers. Nebraska lost the game. Nebraska lost at home to Illinois over the last couple of years. Why? Turnovers, not being able to protect the quarterback, and penalties. Everything stays the same. Nebraska's getting into this Big Ten West schedule and slate to where the things that matter most, it doesn't matter if you have an 80-yard touchdown run. It doesn't matter if you have an 85-yard touchdown pass or a guy that can take the top off. Certainly those things help. But what wins the nasty, gross, nitty-gritty type of games that are the Big Ten West football games? It's the ability to hold on to the ball, the ability to sustain drives, turning those drives and those long those long executed drives into points and holding on to the ball.
Absolutely.
And if Nebraska can do that, they're going to find themselves not only in a bowl game, but in the heart of the West.
And I would have to agree. And Steve says it. I think this is a huge stretch for them. I think each and every one of those games are toss-ups. But if you do those things that you just noted, if you do those and make those mistakes, whether it be penalties, missed assignments, fumbles, turnovers, if you don't win those battles when you go on the road and just keep that crowd out of it, you're putting yourselves not in an optimal position to walk out of there with a win, but in leaving yourself to chance to come out of there with an L.
And I think another thing is, like, we aren't asking the players to go out there and be Superman.
No.
And it feels like we're just regurgitating the same things we say every single conference year, or at the beginning of conference play every single year. But like it all still remains valid and still somewhat fresh, because Nebraska, and I think that's maybe why Husker fans have concern after hearing their coach speak that way. It's great for Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, but there's this feeling that's crept into people's minds and hearts that are like, man, I just hope Nebraska goes out and plays the way their coaches say they're going to play, because if not, that shows that the coaches aren't on the same page. It shows that they might not. It just doesn't hold value the same with what they were saying. Nobody looks at what they say and believe, oh, they're absolutely correct. This team has what it takes. It just, unfortunately, doesn't have that. It doesn't have the same effect on a fan base and on a team if Nebraska goes out and loses tonight. If they win, we come away from it saying Matt Rhule is right. They got their guys ready to play, and now this is a team that I think Nebraska can make a bowl game.
I mean, some people expected them to be in this position. Some think that they may lose this game and then maybe run the table in the next three.
Man,
but I think they have a tremendous opportunity to bank one. On the road. You've struggled on the road. You gave up one in Minnesota. Learn those lessons. Watch the film that you taken everything into account that you struggled in early on in the season. Correct those issues. Go on the road here. Be solid. And come out with a win and bank one. Because as you look at the next one, you have a topsy-turvy, a team that is really mentally dealing with so much at Northwestern. That are their minds really on football? Yes, they'll compete, but for the full scope of the game, maybe not. Then you got Purdue. That you've struggled against as well over the last 4 years or 5.
And just got a big win on last Saturday against this Illinois team you're facing tonight. I think also, Strick, before we go to break, like on a macro level, on a giant level, Nebraska under Scott Frost never won a game going into a bye week and never won a game coming out of a bye week. Nebraska has a bye week next Saturday. This is their opportunity to go into that bye week.
Leave it all on the freaking field.
Well, it's leave it all on the field because you're going to have maybe a little bit more time to just rest up and recover, but also go into the bye week with some other taste other than sour in your mouth, right? Like the last 4 or 5 years, Nebraska fans going into bye weeks or coming out have never felt positive about where their football program is at. And I'm not saying a win against Illinois will completely shift the feeling of Nebraska's fan base and say, oh, this is a team that can make a power or whatever type of bowl. This is a team that can win the Big Ten West. That's not what I'm saying at all that a win against Illinois will do. However, it'll certainly leave a better feeling in your mouth than if you lose and say, gosh dang, you have 2 weeks until you can get this right. Let's hope the staff gets them right over the bye week. And then you have that concern, that premature concern of what if Matt Rhule and his staff don't get them ready to go for Northwestern out of the bye week. That shifts if Nebraska is able to win tonight, and it's going to be the conversation for 2 weeks is, all right, how's the schedule look? Where can Nebraska maybe get a couple more wins? And what does the future look like for Nebraska in the Big Ten West? Because nobody in the Big Ten West is going to be running away with the division.
No. And that's the thing. The magic number 6, and we got to take a break, but the magic number 6.
Yeah.
This puts you halfway to the mark. If you can go on the road, take care of business, come home with 3 home games, right?
Yeah.
No, 2, then you hit Michigan State.
Michigan State, yeah.
Come home with 2 and just continue to build and stack on the confidence of being able to handle games and manage games the way you're supposed to do to win them.
And you talk about stacking days. I mean, that's exactly what the staff has said, right? Nebraska fans and media members, I mean, we're guilty of this too. We keep receipts. And it's not necessarily a bad thing when you're having success to keep receipts. It can get a little dicey and a little uncomfortable when you're not having success. So Nebraska, in this instance, if they continue to stack days and they get a win today, they get a win in 2 weeks against Northwestern, maybe they steal one from Purdue, and then maybe who knows what can happen in Michigan State. You can walk away from this thing in just a matter of 3 short weeks here, having a completely different feeling about about Nebraska under year 1, to where it's, all right, we saw the process of a 45-7 complete embarrassment, not only on the scoreboard, but even for the people. You have those games where it's, listen, they lost 34-7, but the score's not indicative of how the game was.
Yeah.
That score was thankful. Nebraska scored 45-7 because it's the complete opposite, to where thankfully the majority of the country looking at the scores did not see that game because it felt a lot greater than a 45-point differential at the time. And so I think when you look at Nebraska in a matter of 3 short weeks, and people are going to call it optimism and people are going to call it that we're stupid and Kool-Aid and all this, but being 100% genuine in saying this, we could have a completely different feeling about Nebraska football in 2 or 3 weeks.
That's a fact.
We could have a completely different feeling about how Nebraska football may look the rest of the year after tonight. It all starts with tonight, though. It all starts with that opportunity that you said, Stricky, that's in front of them at 7 p.m. tonight on Fox.
There it is. We'll come back and we'll get into some of the top games, the big games of the weekend. Break them down, talk about them, see what we're hoping to see out of this weekend. It looks like it's going to be a good one. We'll be right back on the block right after this. 93.7 The Ticket.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
It's phishing season. Bad actors are trolling your business emails, luring you and your employees to take the bait and steal your private information. Make sure your cybersecurity keeps your business from being the catch of the day. At Hamilton, cybersecurity is our business. We are experts at keeping your network and business information secure and off the hook. Contact Hamilton for a vulnerability assessment today. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
After a long, hot summer, are you ready for fall? What about your home? Is your heating system ready for cooler temperatures ahead? Be sure and call Bryant for your fall heating check. No matter what brand of equipment you own, Bryant's trained technician will thoroughly clean and inspect your furnace or heat pump to make sure you stay warm and comfortable. Call today to schedule your home heating check. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Don't miss the Stars home opener on October 7th against the Madison Capitals. It's a Saturday night showdown at the Icebox as Lincoln welcomes an Eastern Conference opponent to the capital city for the first time since 2020. Purchase tickets for the home opener, and you'll get the next day's game for free. Lock in your seats now at LincolnStars.com.
When it comes to tackling tools and equipment to help complete any job, from lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more, Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite Tailored Light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Career Days will provide you with a hands-on experience as you learn alongside SCC faculty and students and industry partners. Explore careers in healthcare, construction, ag, automotive, manufacturing, engineering, power sports, transportation, or technology. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. And Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back on The Block. E. Strick and Nick Sainer, the E. Stricky and Nicky show for the next week. Check it out, man. Big games going on this weekend. It is going to be an interesting week. I am a big college football fan.
Well, and I see people are gonna push back on this, because as fans, they might not get or they'll usually get on Saturdays, even if Nebraska plays on Saturday, they'll be able to watch all the games. It's tricky. We can't always do that. And so I am perfectly fine with every now and then Nebraska playing a Friday night game.
Mm-hmm.
And then our Saturdays are cleared
Pretty
up
open
for 11 a.m. I got a couple games I can watch. 2:30, I got a couple games I can watch. 6:30, I got a couple games. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow because there's going to be some college football on at my house, and that's kind of uncharted waters at times.
Yeah. So when you have an opportunity like this, those who are listening, again, we are sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. We thank them for coming in last night, but they are always available to you at 27th and Pine Lake, where you can head down there and have a tasty, taste of the wonderful creations that they put together. It doesn't matter. It's ribs. It doesn't matter if it's, catfish, pulled pork. It just doesn't matter.
All I'm going to say,
chicken, it doesn't matter.
Meatloaf. I usually don't like potato salad. I grabbed some of Charles' potato salad last night, put it with a little baked beans. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I want some more.
Oh yeah, man. It's always tasty. They're open from Wednesday through the weekend. You can always get there. They're off on Monday, Tuesday, reopen on Wednesday.
Yep.
So you guys are always welcome to go down there. Let them know that we sent you from On the Block. But also, Allo VIP line is going to be open. We're going to have Andrew Alex going to join us, have some ACC talk in the next hour. But the Allo VIP line brought to you by Allo Fiber, where they understand the importance of exceptional service with local heart. Also, we're grateful for the Sutter Heyman text line, and this is where we're going to put you guys on today. We're going to allow you guys to have some conversation with us at about the 2:45 hour, probably in the next 10 minutes or so. Love to hear from you. You can call on the Allo VIP line as well as the Sutter Heyman text line, and the Honda of Lincoln hotline is where you can reach out to us at 402-464-5685. But here's the question of the day. When you have a day like tomorrow, where you're not going to have to work, we're not going to have to do any pregame shows. It's literally a time where you're sitting around just enjoying the day. How do you like to do it? Do you like to do it at a bar? Do you like to go to a little lounge? Do you like to do it at home? Just patio pounding with some Myers Cork and bottle.
Here's the deal. Yeah. I'm 22, but I would much rather be at home.
Yeah.
Let me just chill at home. I'll have some buddies over. I'll go over somewhere else. Yeah, we'll figure out. We'll put crock pot stuff together and we'll be chilling. Tomorrow I got a golf scramble. I got to play in it for a charity golf scramble that I do have to play in, but it opens up the afternoon, so we'll be chilling. We'll be all good.
Nice. And on at 402-464-5685. Where do you guys like to do it? How do you like to do it? Do you like to get together with a bunch of guys? You like to head down to the Haymarket if you're in Lincoln, maybe down to the Old Market, to a little bar of your choice? How do you like to do it? I'd love to hear from you on that as well. But let's get into some of these big games.
Yeah.
And then we would love to hear from you if you would like to call in to talk Huskers on the Illinois game as well. But check this out. First game I want to get into is a big one because I'll actually be in Dallas. And so I'm not going to go to the game, but I'm going to partake in some of the festivities, and I'll go to a couple places and enjoy the game with some of the fans, so forth and so on. So Texas, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
How do you view the change with Oklahoma? Are they ready to cross over and finally take the next step, or is Oklahoma you're just going to unearth it and take care of them like they normally do?
I'll be honest. I'm putting last year's game kind of just off to the side, not even taking that into account. Oklahoma didn't have the quarterback. They were running the Wildcat towards the end of the game. Like, there's no reason to put a ton of stock into the blowout that was the Oklahoma-Texas game last year. So when you look at it this year, Oklahoma's defense is much improved. Oklahoma's defense is extremely improved. Now, the only issue is, if it was any other year with Texas, I'm taking the Sooners. Texas is
something different this year. They're legit.
Texas is real. Quinn Ewers, he's able to hold on to the ball. He has 10 touchdown passes. I think he's only thrown one pick here in 2023. Xavier Worthy is going to be a top wide receiver taken in a draft here in the next couple of years. Like, Texas and then their defense. It is not easy. Whether Jalen Milroe is a good quarterback for Alabama or not, it is not easy to be able to go down to Tuscaloosa and answer the call. Texas has done that every single week that they've played. They've played a much tougher schedule than Oklahoma. Now, with that being said, Oklahoma's taking care of teams in the fashion that they should if they want to be a top 15 team that's on the outside looking in for the playoff berth. Oklahoma's good. Oklahoma is going to be very good because they have a really good quarterback in Dylan Gabriel. Now, if, like I said, if it was any other year, I'm taking the Sooners, but Texas shows us and has showed us that they are a playoff team. They are a playoff caliber team, and I think they back it up tomorrow. I think they win by 10 points, maybe about 38-28.
Okay. Let's get into this one because I think this is a big Ten matchup. Both teams undefeated coming into this game. Obviously, the number 4 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yeah.
The loss of C.J. Stroud, trying to figure out whether the 21-year-old McCord was going to be able to step in. Had a testy one down at Notre Dame. Now we're finding that they're going to face against Baby Tua. Tagovailoa is going to take the helm a little bit more confident, a little bit more seasoned.
Yeah.
Got his team off to a great start. It is a huge test, I think, at home for both teams.
It is.
I think it can set the tables. And although I don't know if Maryland's ready to take that leap yet in the huge gauntlet that's in the East, but I think Maryland can clip one of the big 3. And is this the one that it happens, being that we don't know kind of still if Cal McCord is ready to take that leap?
That's interesting. I think if I would give the quarterback edge in this game to Tagovailoa and Maryland, I would give the quarterback edge. However, it might not appear that way on the game tomorrow because of all the talent on Ohio State. This is still an Ohio State team that has Emeka Egbuka. It still has Marvin Harrison, still has Travion Henderson. They still have Kate Stover at the tight end position. They still have an unbelievable amount of talent, right? So with that being said, Maryland could go out, play an unbelievable contest and still fall. And I feel like that is how tomorrow's going to go. I think it's going to be a situation as to where it's a Maryland team that will show up. They have an unbelievable offensive line, and that's something that can travel well. The offensive line can do their job and slow down the pass rush and the attack from Ohio State, who lost a couple guys to the draft and to transfers last year. Javonte Jean-Baptiste is currently with Notre Dame. He was part of that Ohio State pass rush last year. Like, if Maryland can slow them down on the defensive side and convert some first downs and stay ahead of the chains, they're going to be in this one. They are going to be in this one at the start of the fourth quarter. If they turn over the football, if they do everything that we talk about Nebraska with, and it goes into Ohio State's way, this is still an Ohio State team that can overwhelm you at times.
Yeah, it is truly an interesting matchup, and I'm definitely looking forward to watching this one. We're going to take a quick break, but we're going to come back. We'll get into a few of them. Definitely a Pac-10, a Pac-12 matchup. We'll talk about that, as well as I think a huge one to look at as well is the Alabama-Texas A&M game. We'll definitely get into that, and then kind of spot check on Kentucky and Georgia. Those are the ones that we'll talk about, and then we'll take some of you guys' text messages and maybe a call about the Illinois game as well. We'll be right back on The Block, 93.7 The Ticket.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
Nutrition Authority presents Activator. University studies have shown that Activator helps with building muscle and strength while decreasing body fat. Activator is for male and females of all ages who want to look, feel, and perform their best. Activator can only be found in Nutrition Authority. Stop in, call, or visit us at mynutritionauthority.com.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Career Days will provide you with a hands-on experience as you learn alongside SCC faculty and students and industry partners. Explore careers in healthcare, construction, ag, automotive, manufacturing, engineering, power sports, transportation, or technology. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Drink locally and support local businesses during Lincoln's Craft Beer Week, October 2nd through the 8th. Great beer, cider, distillates, and more are made right here in Lincoln. For more info, visit lincoln.org/beer-week. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
Tired of the ugly sides, extra expense, and costly damage from hard water? It's time to call the plumbers at Bryant for a water softener solution. Hi, folks. Greg Shop here, the voice of the Huskers. At Bryant, you get high-quality water softener products installed by plumbers you can trust, and no arm-twisting contracts that tie you down. Just one call, 467-1111, or visit BryantLincoln.com to schedule a free softener installation estimate. Come on, soften up with Bryant. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and Decorators composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance and to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online to deckcityne.com.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Aetrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Jumping back in on the block, E. Strick and Nick Sainert here. We're going to be tapping in on the second hour, but first we're going to get to a couple more games here in college football over the weekend. Number 13, Washington State and UCLA will be facing off down in Pasadena. And that's going to be an interesting one because who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, Washington State, man.
Knocking at the door of the top 10. Who would have thunk it?
The team that nobody really wanted.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And we talked about this before. I don't know if we did on the crossover, but isn't it interesting that the Pac-12
has
found like a new fire?
Yeah.
And so the quick question is, are they showcasing themselves? Are they walking the runway, basically, like modeling, like, hey, pick us up, buy us, we're ready? Or is it fluky, or is it just an inspired year to where they're saying, hey, we're here too?
I don't think it's fluky, Strick. They went out and I've had this conversation so many times with Jay on the post-game show, talking about quarterbacks. Quarterback is and we had the conversation of how important quarterbacks are. And what did Washington State do? Jake Dickert, the head coach of Washington State, after all of his fired up interviews and conversations with reporters after the whole Pac-12 expansion debacle and media rights problems, he goes out, he gets a quarterback in Cameron Ward, a transfer from Incarnate Word, and he comes out, has a really incredible start to the year, still has yet to throw an interception. 13 touchdown passes, if I remember correctly, 0 INTs for Cameron Ward, the Washington State quarterback. That's the most important part. Get your quarterback issues, situation figured out. Get a guy back there.
It's got to be a good scheme fit, too. It can't just be a plug-in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get a guy back there that fits to what you want to do, holds onto the ball, does everything the right way, and you're going to string some wins together. Just because that good quarterback is going to make everybody around him that much better.
That's an actual factual. Byron on the Sauter Heyman text line, the hog farmer, made the statement. Everyone in the Pac-12 got good transfer quarterbacks.
Bingo.
They will take a step back next year. No excuse, he says. He added on to that. No excuse Nebraska can't get a good portal quarterback. Yeah. See, that's the thing. A lot of it is hit or miss, right? Because a lot of people jump in the quarterback portal battle, and some hit. It's like rolling the dice. It's like going to the crap table and out at what is it called? Across
the river,
Council Bluffs. You're going over to Council Bluffs and you're at the crap table. Shoot! Oh, give me a quarterback back. Give me my quarterback back.
Well, and that's the thing is like you can't miss, unfortunately, if you're Nebraska going forward, right? Because it's not only evaluating high school talent and guys that you're recruiting, it's evaluating transfer portal potential additions from the transfer portal as well. Jake Dickert, give him credit. He went out. He was able to evaluate Cameron Ward. Ward comes in, has a great start to the year. They have a top 15 win over an Oregon State team that, guess what, is also ranked in the top 25 and led by DJ Uiagalelei, who's also a transfer quarterback. And so you look at, yes, Byron, you're absolutely right, though. There's no excuse that Nebraska cannot go out and get a serviceable and even above serviceable transfer portal quarterback.
Yeah.
There's no excuse. It all falls on the coaches because there are plenty of them out there. There's very few, very top of the list Heisman Trophy caliber guys that Nebraska might not be able to get. But there's no excuse you can't get somebody that holds onto the ball and fits your scheme well.
No doubt. Do they get it done down in Pasadena?
Do they get it done?
UCLA
Here's the thing.
UCLA could be dangerous.
UCLA's 3-1. They were replacing Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who's now with the Cleveland Browns, obviously. I think Washington State does get it done. And so, once again, just really good quarterback play from Cam Ward, and those 13 touchdowns, being able to hold on to the ball is a big part.
Here's one. Kentucky looked very good, but sometimes what you find with them, there's a lot of kind of ups and downs with them. You just don't know which team is going to show up.
That they're supposed to beat, but then not show up against really good teams.
Yeah. So this is a situation now, but I think the problem is they're going into Georgia. You've got to be inspired that Georgia's not dominating the way that they've dominated in the past, lost a lot on the defense. You've got to feel inspired at how well some other teams have challenged them.
Absolutely.
But is it a little bit too much going down there in Athens?
I think Georgia, this is starting to be the time of the year where we start to have those conversations of whether or not Georgia, like teams are truly playoff contenders, right? Georgia's to this point now, going off of the spread side of things, Georgia has not covered a spread this season. They've been big favorites against some cupcake scheduling, right? But we all walked into this season thinking Georgia's not going to have any issue against
run away
anybody,
with it.
right? Up until maybe the SEC championship. They struggled against South Carolina at home. They struggled, I believe, Mississippi State last week. I can't remember who they had last week. But nonetheless, like, this is now a Georgia team that they have stuff to prove. Like they need to be be dominant in the way that they win. And that starts with the quarterback, Carson Beck. And that starts with some of the talent surrounding him as well. You got to figure out a way. Don't forget, they're under a new offensive coordinator as well. And so they went out and got a guy from the Baltimore Ravens who now is their offensive coordinator left for the Baltimore Ravens. So they ended up needing to go get a guy. And so they're under a new offensive coordinator, and they need to figure out a way to begin being dominant so that people take them. I don't want to say that people aren't taking Georgia seriously, but once again, with the parity, are we all surprised if Georgia gets challenged this week? Probably not.
No. Last one is the one I think could determine the SEC, I think West. Is it the SEC? I think it's the West. Alabama, Texas A&M.
Yeah.
I think this sets the tone and opens the door for one of these teams to march towards the SEC championship game. Texas A&M's got them at home. Texas A&M have kind of been surprisingly good under the radar type. You know, they haven't really, like last year you were talking about them in volumes about the 5 stars and you know, a lot of the people exiting in the transfer portal, so forth and so on. They were running their mouth down there about how good they were going to be, and then they ended up very terrible. Is this a dangerous game for Alabama to take on, or do they see it the same way in that this is an opportunity for them to set the tone for where they're going to be in the West?
It is. I think it's a huge opportunity for Texas A&M. They're going to have the ability to get Alabama, who is down worse than they usually are, right? Not as talented.
Not sure in the quarterback position too. Are you still kind of sure about Milroe, or are you feeling better about him?
I would say you're unsure about the offense in general because you also brought in Tommy Rees as the offensive coordinator that hasn't necessarily panned out into working perfectly for you yet. And so I think when you look at Alabama, they're certainly struggling at times on offense, and that defense just doesn't have a Will Anderson, and because those don't grow on trees, right? If you're Texas A&M, however, though, this is a big game for Jimbo Fisher. Like this is a massive one for Jimbo Fisher because
hot seat major
potentially. I mean, you're 4-1, so it's weird to say that you haven't had much success in terms of postseason or bowls or anything like that in the last couple of years. You spent a lot of money not only your coaches but also on and through NIL. I think when you look at Texas A&M, they're not going to be with their starting quarterback. Connor Weigman was announced earlier this week that he's out for the season with an injury. So they'll turn to their backup quarterback, Max Johnson. Now, Nebraska fans might remember Max Johnson because he was a transfer from LSU that Nebraska was actually in contact with prior to this season. And so then he ended up going to Texas A&M and so on and so forth. And so they'll turn to the backup quarterback, and it doesn't slow down because guess what? Yeah, you're at home, but you're against Alabama and Nick Saban, and they're going to be ready for you. They don't care that you're a backup quarterback. And so Texas A&M, they have an opportunity ahead of them. They're 4-1. 5-1 is not out of the possibility, and it appears Vegas believes that same thing because I think Alabama's only a 1-point favorite right now.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys again for tapping in on the Sutter Heyman text line. We'll get to some of those right now. Kupsker says he spends, we talked about, what do you do on your Saturdays?
Yeah, what are you doing on your football Saturday?
Yeah, your football Saturdays when, there's no Huskers involved, or do you do it at home? Do you get on your patio pounder? Do you put up a little screen out in your back and invite your neighbors over and get it in? How do you do it? And Kupsker says he spends his Saturdays playing USSSA softball tournaments.
Oh, USSSA.
Yeah, traveling all across country, I'm sure. Yeah, Cigar Guy says, if I'm going anywhere to watch a game, it's Capital Cigar Lounge.
Stricky and
Cigar Guy, me and
Stricky and I, we know that place all too well.
We definitely know about that. Let's see. Yeah, that's a few of you guys that tapped in on that. Nyla Boo says she'll be attending her 6th grade young man's football game.
There you go.
That's pretty cool.
We got another one that says from Gus. If I don't have a group of 5 or 6, I'll go to a bar. If the group of friends want to watch the dumpster fire, we'll do a potluck at somebody's house. So
There it is. Thank you guys once again for tapping in on the Sutter Heyman text line, giving us your thoughts on how your Saturdays go when it's no Husker football Saturdays and you're not down here in Lincoln, or you're sitting at home watching the Huskers, whether they're playing well or they're not playing well. But hopefully they'll play well this weekend against the Fighting Illini. We're going to check out. We'll come back, have some NFL topics, talk a little bit, Justin Fields played very well. He's looking pretty good. Is it actual factuals, or is it trickery?
Oh,
we don't know. We'll get back right after this. 937 Ticket.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Tired of the ugly signs, extra expense, and costly damage from hard water? It's time to call the plumbers at Bryant for a water softener solution. Hi, folks. Greg Shop here, the voice of the Huskers. At Bryant, you get high-quality water softener products installed by plumbers you can trust, and no arm-twisting contracts that tie you down. Just one call, 467-1111, or visit BryantLincoln.com to schedule a free softener installation estimate. Come on, soften up with Bryant. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Aetrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com.
It's phishing season. Bad actors are trolling your business emails, luring you and your employees to take the bait and steal your private information. Make sure your cybersecurity keeps your business from being the catch of the day. At Hamilton, cybersecurity is our business. We are experts at keeping your network and business information secure and off the hook. Contact Hamilton for a vulnerability assessment today. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids. First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse. Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Get all of your favorite restaurants delivered with VenueDelivered.com. One place for ordering delicious appetizers, refreshing salads, hot entrees, fresh sandwiches, and more. From Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, and all Lincoln Good Sense Subs locations. Download our phone app to earn rewards on all of your carryout and delivery orders. Available on Apple and Android, just search for the Pillar Restaurants app. That's the Pillar Restaurants app. Download today.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit asiaretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me. I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through October 10th are pre-packaged 3-pound chuck roast for just $17.99. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, stop by the grand opening at the 30th and Yankee Hill location on October 14th and 15th. Spend $100 in-store and receive a free cooler of certified Piedmontese beef. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and man, of the October incentives get better. You won't want to miss this. Happening right now at Koppel, you have 0% financing or $6,500 off MSRP on select new half-ton crew cab pickups. Yes, you heard right. Happening right now until the end of the month. 0% financing or $6,500 off sticker price. Those incentives are the best we've seen this entire year. Hurry on in while supplies last. Just take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at KoppelCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus and with roof credit.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Guys, you've heard me tell you all about Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. But it's not just me. Folks all over town are getting into shape with the FXB program. Guys like Ryan, who joined at the same time I did a year and a half ago.
Yeah, Mark, I'm in better shape than I have been in quite some time. The people at Farrell's are awesome. The instructors keep the workouts fun, and the owners are engaged and committed to the success of all of their members.
The next Farrell's 10-week challenge begins on October 7th, and ticket listeners get $150 off enrollment. Just head to theticketfm.com. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Second hour of On the Block. Strick and Nick Sainert here, and we thank you for tuning in to On the Block. On this Friday, we're appreciative of your time and your abilities, as well as tapping in and texting us and letting us know how you're feeling, what's going on. And we're going to get into a little bit of NFL talk right now, because there's a Big Ten quarterback, former Big Ten quarterback, Justin Fields, who had been struggling after finding himself in the NFL.
Yeah.
And he's now had a good last couple of weeks. What I mean by that is he's had a pretty strong game against the Broncos. He also had a really good game against the Washington Commanders. And I actually think the Commanders are better than what, they showed in a 40-20 loss. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, 282 yards, looked very strong on a Thursday night game. But what's good about what's happening with him is you've got to look at the totality of everything that he's done. That's, it's looking like, 71%.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? What I'm trying to say is, Nick, Justin Fields, everybody was writing off.
Yeah.
And his numbers weren't showing, improving. And yet, yes, there's 2 bad teams. So he's basically in the last 2 games, he's thrown for 617 yards with 8 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
So in the struggles of what Chicago has been, you face a bad team in the Broncos and then a pretty moderate team. I think the Washington defense is pretty strong, especially great pass rush. Is it fluke, or is it something that we can look to a better future for the Cowboys? Now, something else that also happened, a trade happened with this Bears team as well, and that is one of their top receivers that they basically brought in, Chase Claypool, was traded to the Dolphins, which is scary, by the way.
Yeah.
You've already got Waddle, you've already got Tyreek. Now you add, Claypool. He was kind of not feeling it there.
He was a wide receiver too at other stops
Yeah.
as well in Pittsburgh and things like that.
Yeah. So he wasn't feeling it there, but hey, what's going on?
I think when you look at Justin Fields, a big reason why people write him off is because he struggles to hold on to the football. He fumbles a lot. He has 32 career fumbles through his 3-year stint in Chicago so far. He had, I think 28 was the number through 2 seasons. And that's just a lot.
Yeah,
that's
scary.
It's a lot because you need a quarterback that can hold on to the ball. And so I think when you look at Justin Fields, a big boost this year. I'm surprised that they haven't had a better start. Frankly, now part of it is you allowed David Montgomery to walk and leave and sign somewhere else in free agency, who is a clear RB1. Heck, he went to Detroit and he's had a great start
for them.
Great start in Detroit for them, and has even stayed as the RB1 in Detroit, despite the Lions taking a running back with their 12th overall pick in Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, both those 2 guys do a little bit different things, so I understand that it's situational at times with them. But when you look at Chicago, what did they do in the offseason? They finally went out and they got an established wide receiver 1. They got a guy that when things are not going well, Justin Fields can throw him the ball. Early in the year, Justin Fields wasn't incorporating DJ Moore, whether it was Justin Fields or their offense coordinator, and their head coach, Matt Eberflus, like whoever decision it was, they were not incorporating DJ Moore into the offense as much as they should. In previous years, Strick, I mean, think about it. Their wide receiver ones have been Darnell Mooney. And that's not a knock on Darnell Mooney. He's just not a wide receiver one.
He's more of a possession type of guy to me.
And so it's like you have in previous years, you had a really bad offensive line. You were coming off of this time where you're allowing Roquan Smith and you're allowing Khalil Mack to leave your organization, right? And so you've been able to keep guys like Eddie Jackson in the secondary, who now he's banged up, but you haven't necessarily drafted all that well. Here you are in 2023, Justin Fields' third year of being a starting quarterback and second full year of being a quarterback, and you finally get him a wide receiver one. He might need a little more help in the backfield, but other than that, like last night we saw what DJ Moore can do. DJ Moore is an established guy, and he is good. And so it makes it easier on a younger quarterback when you don't have to ask him to be Superman and run it 20, 25 times a game, right, whether that's designed or whether that's by being pressured. And so DJ Moore is a big part of that offense. And I would be interested to see if the Bears, who might still get the top 2 picks in the draft in April, how they draft, because I think offensive line needs to be a focus point, because I don't think you should write off Justin Fields. Mm-hmm. And number 2, I think running back or a wide receiver, because they have Cole Kmet.
High, though, could you wait a little bit? These days, you could probably wait underneath fourth round.
Yeah, but I'm saying you could draft, you could get additional assets for the number 2 pick.
You bulk up in that middle range,
especially if Justin Fields kind of turns this season around, because it's a very quarterback heavy draft. There are going to be a lot of teams that will overpay in order to draft a Drake May or in order to take that number 1 pick.
That's good.
Right. There will be a lot of teams that overpay and give away too many picks in order to get what they believe would be a franchise quarterback in a very quarterback heavy draft. But also Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be at the top of the list.
Yeah, no question about that. One game that I'm interested to see, because I'm still not sold on the Jaguars. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say they're fraudulent yet. I'm not going to say that, but I'm not sold on them. But the Bills, is this a chance for the Bills to start opening up?
Yeah.
Just starting to establish more of a dominance in the conference, because I mean, it could have been worse for them. I still think they should be very happy with Josh Allen not playing Josh Allen-esque football at this point yet. Mm-hmm. Some mistakes there, and still now it seems like him and Diggs found a resurgence of that connection again. So that's a game to me that is an interesting one this weekend, because when I look up and down the scale of it, it's not a lot of top tier bangers except the one that's going to happen, which is the Cowboys 49ers at 7:20 on NBC. Most of the other games, like the Vikings Chiefs, I mean, there's a lot of that going on. Bad games, the Jets and the Broncos, Cardinals and the Bengals. There's really not any marquee matchups that are out there right now. So what is interesting to you as far as the matchups for the weekend?
Going back to the Bills, I think their window's closing. Like I think we always talk about championship windows and having guys in the space that are capable of winning a championship. And Josh Allen's going to be there for the long haul. We know that, right? But what about Stephon Diggs? What about guys like James Cook? And people are going to probably scoff at me, be like, Nick, James Cook, hey, he's a running back. He is like, there's that continuity there with James Cook that you're not going to be able to go out and get a guy that's a first round talent all that easily without either overpaying or taking a gamble because he's a little older and he's got a lot of tread on his tires. So I think when you look at the Buffalo Bills, they have this short time to where you never know how Stephon Diggs is going to act during an offseason, to where if Stephon Diggs leaves, you have a Gabe Davis. Yes, you have a Dalton Kincaid that you used a pick on out of Utah. you have these pieces, but you don't have that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Josh Allen hasn't shown that he's that guy. We talk about like the Chiefs, for example. While the Chiefs do have Travis Kelce, the storyline, if the Chiefs are able to win the Super Bowl this year, is that without Tyreek, without any solid wide receivers, and frankly, a top end talent running back, because Isaiah Pacheco is really good.
Mm-hmm.
He was drafted in the 7th round, though. The storyline is going to be, hey, Patrick Mahomes won a Super Bowl without all the talent around him. Josh Allen hasn't, unfortunately, and I like Josh Allen, hasn't been able to show that he can do a whole lot without Stephon, without a Devin Singletary, Zach Moss, James Cook trio in the backfield, without a Dawson Knox. He hasn't shown that yet.
Yes.
And so we'll see if that window eventually closes up to where Buffalo's still going to be a very good team. Are they that Super Bowl contender in the AFC when you still have the Bengals and all the talent individually that they have with Jamar and T and Tyler Boyd and Joe Mixon and Joe Burrow? And then in the AFC, the Jaguars are trying to make a push. You have the Chiefs, obviously. Like, are the Bills able to stay at the top in that 1, 2, 3 conversation, even with the Dolphins now as well?
Yeah, getting to the text line, unnamed texter 0389 says, why do you guys in the media always apologize for Fields? He's so average. It is a excuse after excuse for this guy. It's so weird. I don't think that, I can't say for myself that I'm apologizing for him. I was asking the question, is it fake or, is it fraudulent or is it true? I mean, is it something that he's starting to come forth out of? I still think the teams that he's played hasn't afforded him the challenges yet at this point. I still think there's time and I still think that the jury's out on him. But it's getting to the point where I think what you're saying is that it's tough in the NFL when you don't have those type of weapons to help you out. You know what I'm saying? So I get that point, and I think that's a true factor, especially in the NFL.
I think when you look at the Chicago Bears, a lot in the NFL is about situation, right? And look at the way, that's why Caleb Williams is so up in the air about, hey, and up front of like, hey, I don't want to go to a bad situation and completely throw my potential NFL career down the drain, right? Because at the NFL, you do need pieces. Like, you need pieces around you, and you need an organization, a GM that knows what they're doing. And this is in professional sport, no matter what sport it is. You need to have a front office
Ask so high, Tony.
that knows knows what they're doing. And like, you can go out and spend, but if it doesn't fit, it's not going to provide and it's not going to produce. And so when you look at Justin Fields, he's still a young quarterback that's had a real bad offensive line. He was coached by Matt Nagy, and then now he's in year 2 of a coach in Matt Eberflus, I believe. I believe Eberflus is in year 2. And so I can't always keep the NFL coaching carousel is straight. But when you look at it, once again, his wide receiver 1 last year was Darnell Mooney. Like, that's who it is. And so we haven't even seen to where, yes, he had Cole Kmet last year, but there are guys that are wide receiver 1s. There are guys that are wide receiver 2s, and there are guys that are wide receiver 3s. We're seeing it in Nebraska. Unfortunately, like a Billy Kemp is a really, really good wide receiver 2.
Right.
Nebraska's asking Billy Kemp to be a wide receiver 1. We've seen it in years past where some guys, they're meant to be wide receiver 2s and wide receiver 3s, and they have a role. That doesn't mean that they're any less valuable. But when a coaching staff or an organization or a program, and this is once again the same across the board, no matter the sport, no matter the level, when you're asking to be somebody and that they're not, and you're asking to do that, have them do something that they're not capable of, you gotta realize that you're putting yourself in a tougher position than asking them to just do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah. Tim A.V. on the Sutter Heyman text line says Chicago's O-line may be worse in pass pro than even the Huskers.
And that's the part is you got to protect a young quarterback's backside. And the Chicago Bears don't do a very good job of that. So that's some of the fumbles there, right? That are not Justin Fields' issue. Some of them are. Justin Fields provides a great running threat on the ground through his legs, and that's valuable at the league. I think there is value for that at some point. So
last thing, before we get Andrew Alex to join us, Nick, are the Cowboys going on the path to achy breaky hearting people again? Or is the 49ers just so for real? And I'm not talking about the singing group. Are they just so for real that, going out there out to Levi Stadium in Santa Clara is just maybe a little bit too much for the Cowboys? Can the defense match up?
You want to talk about championship windows? The 49ers are paying $800 and some thousand for their quarterback. That is good enough to lead them to a Super Bowl. And why? Because you have an all-pro running back in Christian McCaffrey that's healthy and been able to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You have really good weapons on the outside in Ayuk and Debo, and you have a really good tight end. And you can all pair that up with a talented offensive line and a really good defense with a lot of young pieces, including Talanoa Hufanga from USC. You have a lot of pieces, and you want to talk about windows. Is that in 3-4 years, I should say 2 years? They're not going to be able to pay Brock Purdy, and they're not going to be able to pay everybody. They paid Debo, but they won't be able to pay everybody here in a few years.
That's a fact.
And so the championship windows, you want to talk about that. I think the 49ers are seeing that they're in the prime of their window right now, to where they're in year 2 of a rookie deal that they drafted with the last pick of the draft. And they're saying, we are getting him cheap. We need to make this work. We need to figure out a way to win a title.
And pair that with the Cowboys.
Well,
have they missed it? Have they missed their window? Because their defense right now is absolutely.
I don't think they've missed their window. Yeah. I don't. I think they understood that they moved on from Ezekiel Elliott to Tony Pollard. They drafted a really good wide receiver in CeeDee Lamb. They drafted a tight end out of Wisconsin and Jake Ferguson as well, who's been able to play. And then you have the unbelievable defense with Micah Parsons. I mean, it's just the biggest steal of that draft was Micah Parsons at number 11.
No question.
That was the biggest steal of that draft.
All right, we're going to get out of here. We'll have Andrew Alex join us. We'll talk ACC football, see if Florida State is legit and some of the others, because they have a matchup against one of his favorite teams, which is Vautech. We'll get back to you right here at 93.7 The Ticket on the block. We'll be right back.
It takes a great game plan to win a football game each week, and right now, it's time to plan a trip to get a new car at Mullen Motors. Just like on the football field, there's a wall of defense on the way to Mullen Motors. 48th Street is under construction from Layton all the way to Cornhusker Highway. But the lot at Mullen Motors is full of tons of great vehicles to drive home this fall for the ultimate touchdown. Mullen Motors, still open through road construction at 48th and Walker.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and man, of the October incentives get better. You won't want to miss this. Happening right now at Koppel. You have 0% financing or $6,500 off MSRP on select new half-ton crew cab pickups. Yes, you heard right. Happening right now until the end of the month. 0% financing or $6,500 off sticker price. Those incentives are the best we've seen this entire year. Hurry on in while supplies last. Just take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at Koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus and with roof credit.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
After being Lincoln's #1 trusted plumbing, heating, and cooling company for 27 years, John Henry's is proud to announce we now offer electrical services. Call today to book a full range of electrical services by our licensed, background-checked professional electricians. John Henry's, our family serving yours.
45, 55, 55. John Henry's Plumbing.
Now offering electrical.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
It's football season in Nebraska, and that means coaches are busy making game plans. I'm Eric Hagan with Liberty Law Group. Teams make game plans because no two opponents are the same. At Liberty Law, we understand no two cases are the same. Whether facing a DUI, criminal charge, or you were injured and it wasn't your fault, we tailor our legal game plan to meet your unique needs. Liberty Law's relentless trial attorneys serve all of Nebraska. To learn more, visit libertylawnebraska.com. That's libertylawnebraska.com.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Don't miss the Stars home opener on October 7th against the Madison Capitals. It's a Saturday night showdown at the Icebox as Lincoln welcomes an Eastern Conference opponent to the capital city for the first time since 2020. Purchase tickets for the home opener, and you'll get the next day's game for free. Lock in your seats now at LincolnStars.com.
Leaves are falling and the temperatures are cooling down, but don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Leagues are underway with winter leagues beginning on November 27th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at Double Eagle Golf.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference. Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Joining us on the Allo VIP line, your friend, my friend, ACC extraordinaire mind. We appreciate you for joining us. Double A.
What's cracking, Strick?
How are you?
doing, brother?
What's going on, Double A? Andrew Alex. We haven't talked to you in a while, man, but we wanted to get you on. We know some things have popped up. The ACC has some strong competitors that are jumping off, different from the usual suspects, which would be like Clemson and the likes of them. But we're going to get into a couple of them. We want to talk about a couple of things and also talk a little bit about Clemson and your thoughts about where they go from the future. And the reason we want to talk about this specific matchup is because your Hokies are going to be taking on the number 5 Florida State Seminoles, which have, just sprung into the top of the leaderboard charts of the top 25, and they're looking good. And so I want to get your thoughts on them, what you're seeing about them. Can the Hokies compete? Great atmosphere always down there in Hokie land. So how do you feel about that game, that matchup? And is it going to be a competition, or do you think they're not yet there and maybe a little blowout?
Yeah, Strick. So I guess this is what's been on my mind all week, hasn't it? And
they're 1-0 in the ACC now. I mean, shoot. I'm just I'm trying to be optimistic.
I mean, when you talk about Florida State, you talk about the odds-on favorite to be the ACC champions and a team that very well could be in the college football playoff. Now, I know it's Florida State, but it sounds crazy, but just a few short years ago, this was a team that was reeling, right? They had nobody on the offensive line. They seemed to be struggling in skill positions. They won 3 games in Mike Norvell's first year, that being the COVID year. And it was kind of a slow climb, but then they won 6 straight games to close out last season. You got a couple wins on the resume already, LSU and Clemson, that make you think this team might be legit. Now, they did have a bit of what some might consider a mental lapse at Boston College, where they let a very bad Boston College team take them down to the wire. I believe they only won that game by 2 points. When you look at some of these names on this Florida State roster, Jordan Travis at quarterback, his 6th year in college football. He started as a freshman at Louisville back in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
He had a redshirt year and a COVID year, and here he is, one of the most experienced and ultimately most talented players in college football. Now, if you look at the statistics, Virginia Tech's defense, Strick, at least their pass defense is one of the tops in the country. But there's a reason for that. At least a partial asterisk that you had to put on it. And that's that no one has really had to throw the ball against Virginia Tech because the run defense has been so bad, it hasn't been necessary.
Yeah, that's an oddity right there, or oxymoron.
Yeah, so that's gonna. I mean, they do have some talented players back there. Mansour Delane, Dorian Strong, and Nasir Peoples at safety. Like, if there's any guys in the Virginia Tech roster that are going to end up in the NFL, at least in short order, it's those guys. But they're really going to be put to the test against Jordan Travis and Keon Colden. Ultimately, right now, I mean, the spread started at 25. It's actually trickling down to like 21. If you ask me what's more likely to happen, Virginia Tech keeps it within a score, or Virginia Tech loses by 40 plus, I'm probably going to tell you 40 plus is more likely. Under the lights, Tallahassee, the guys in the trenches, offensive line, defensive line, Jared Verse, defensive end, a big example. Those are veteran guys, years in the program, NFL caliber talent. Virginia Tech just doesn't have that. They're shaky on the offensive line. Defensive line has left a lot to be desired. So ultimately, the better team wins out in the end. Hopefully, Virginia Tech doesn't lose whatever momentum they created last week against Pittsburgh and can take that into the rest of the ACC slate, which for them is actually, there's wins to be had after Florida State. It's just a matter of out-coaching the other guys.
Andrew, I'm going to be honest. I'm pretty high on Notre Dame, but they're playing a team in Louisville that might be a surprise for some folks this year. In the first year of Jeff Brom, they're 5-0 under the former Purdue coach. And Nebraska fans are familiar with Jeff Brom, obviously, from his time with the Boilermakers. But now he moves to to Louisville and has them 5-0. What's working so well for the Cardinals right now?
Well, part of what's working well for the Cardinals right now is a gettable schedule to this point. Not to take anything away from what Jeff Brom's done over there, because we all know, I mean, we knew at Virginia Tech last year, you guys can see it so far at Nebraska. It doesn't matter how great of a coach you are. Year one in any program is going to be tough. Yeah. But ultimately, I mean, for me, it starts with the quarterback play where Jack Plummer, has been a relatively efficient quarterback for them. You know, he's over 1,000 yards already on the season. And that's a kid who, we might not have thought was going to be such an impact guy right away, but a kid who started at Purdue under Jeff Brom, transferred out to Cal, had a decent season with the Golden Bears last year, and is a, former Power 5 experienced guy who they plugged and played, and now is making an impact right now for Louisville. So I think against the likes of Georgia Tech, Indiana, Boston College, and then I guess the surprise being that they squeaked a win over NC State. But, this isn't a Louisville team that I think is necessarily worthy of their number 25 overall ranking. I think that, their signature win, right, because all their other Power 5 wins are against teams that could easily be considered in at least the bottom 10 Power 5 teams. Their signature win being NC State. Well, that game gets NC State's quarterback benched, and I'm not even sure that Brennan Armstrong over there was the problem. I mean, they're definitely down on skill position players at NC State. Their running back literally up and quit to save his eligibility so he could transfer the next year. Something's a little bit off with the Wolfpack. So an opportunity to prove me wrong. I still think that Louisville is a top half of the ACC team, but I don't think that the Fighting Irish are going to have any issues with them this weekend.
All right. Last question, because we'll have to get DP and Jay Foreman in here pretty shortly. We ran a couple segments a little long on some discussions in some college football weekend games, but there's some highlights of this week, and then we got two more questions, but they'll be quick. This one right here. The Miami Hurricanes find themselves 4-0 going into the game against Georgia Tech at home before they face off before a ranked North Carolina team, and depending on how that goes this weekend. Are the Hurricanes serious? Because 3 out of their 4 games outside of the Texas A&M game, which they won 48-33, have been complete blowouts. Are they serious, or is this just something that, the schedule right now is working in their favor until they see the Florida State Seminoles at 11-11?
Well, I think this is probably the most interesting team in the ACC, at least insofar as you want to, because of the brand and the image of the program, give this team a little more credit than I probably am giving them. But, Nathan Brennan says it, and I'll say it. I'm never going to give Miami credit because they always seem to fold under their own weight. There always seems to be little cultural issues there that make it so that they're not able to keep it going for an entire season. One thing that we can say is they have the win over Texas A&M. Texas A&M is a team that has multiple wins in the SEC already, and is a sneaky favorite. Not a sneaky favorite, but a sneaky little upset pick if you like their chances against Alabama this weekend. I don't. A lot of commentators do. One thing I'll say is that Tyler Van Dyke looks like he's back in the form of being an NFL prospect. 70 some odd % of his passes being completed, 11 touchdowns to 1 interception. This is a kid who looked rather shaky at times last season when the Hurricanes struggled. Now, number 2 overall QBR, and he's a veteran guy, redshirt junior, true senior, has been starting since that redshirt freshman year. I wouldn't sleep on the Hurricanes. I think it's going to be a really interesting matchup when they take on Drake May, who at least is the highest NFL touted prospect in the ACC coming up. Not this week, but a week from now.
Last one for you here, Andrew, and it's about the Clemson Tigers, because they're off to a 3-2 start. I think us in Nebraska would love it if Nebraska was off to a 3-2 start, but here they are 2-3. Clemson 3-2 though. Are we starting to see this end of Clemson football, I guess? Because I said something, and I would love to get your opinion since you're an ACC, down in ACC country. Clemson for so long's had just another quarterback kind of waiting behind their current quarterback that was really, really good. Whether it was Trevor Lawrence sitting behind Taj Boyd, or whether it was Deshaun Watson sitting behind then so-and-so, and then you had DJ Uiagalelei, and then now Cade Klubnik. What's going on with Clemson football right now?
The interesting part about Clemson football is that I think it's for a program that hasn't faced a lot of adversity over the course of the last decade, it's a bit of a wake-up call to them. But if you look at Cade Klubnik and you look at this Clemson offense, I mean, that Duke game, gentlemen, that was a big wake-up call for them. That the offense kind of been humming since then. I mean, they obviously smacked Charleston Southern and smacked FAU. They hung tight with Florida State in there in a game that not a lot of people gave them a chance in, and then they were able to really take care of business against Wake Forest. Is the era of Clemson's dominance, which for over half a decade, from Deshaun Watson through Trevor Lawrence and even a little bit beyond, there wasn't any direct competition. Florida State was down. It was a really good time to be a Clemson Tiger. But, I mean, yeah, they're probably, with 2 losses in the ACC already, you have to take them out of the equation in all likelihood for the ACC championship. But when I look at their schedule with some challenging matchups left, Clemson still has to play Miami, Notre Dame, and North Carolina. Notre Dame ultimately is going to be competing for a spot in the college football playoff. With that loss to Ohio State, they don't have margin for error. I see Clemson as a potential spoiler there. North Carolina is going to need to beat Clemson in all likelihood to make the ACC championship game. They could play spoiler there. They could play spoiler for Miami too. Yes, it's not the Clemson of old, but that's still a bunch of 5-star kids lining up with a good coach, operating things, new offensive coordinator. They got the guy from TCU. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to adjust, and I think they're learning on the fly. I see this team as a team that's going to be better the last week of the season than they were in the first week of the season.
Andrew Alex, there it is. Thank you so much for your wonderful commentary on the ACC. We'll get your thoughts on some big games as we get into some weeks coming up. Love to hear from you again. We appreciate your time.
Hey, of course, guys. Always a pleasure coming on. I'm wearing my Nebraska shirt that I got when I went to go visit Big Nate in Lincoln a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So I'll be cued into you guys tonight. And then I'm actually leaving ACC country tomorrow. Little day, or I guess one night road trip. I'm going to Athens, seeing the Georgia Bulldogs take on Kentucky.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. Maybe we'll tap in maybe next week and talk a little bit about that. Thank you so much for joining us once again. That's Andrew Alex, 247 Sports. We'll be right back. Cross it over with DPJ and the old school crew right after this.
What would you tell a friend who was on the fence about going to Limitless Mail?
I would tell them to go to Limitless today. Don't hesitate. You're going to second guess yourself on if it's the right decision. The staff there is amazing. The treatments work. I'm living proof it can completely change your life for the better.
Join thousands of men who have changed their lives with testosterone treatment. Slow down the aging process and live life. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmail.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. This week, they have your tailgate needs and more. Enjoy 80% lean ground beef for just $2.99 per pound, USDA Choice Tri-Tip for $8.99 per pound, and all natural boneless, skinless chicken breasts for $1.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415, or online at ambitionelectric.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and man, of the October incentives get better. You won't want to miss this. Happening right now at Coppell, you have 0% financing or $6,500 off MSRP on select new half-ton crew cab pickups. Yes, you heard right. Happening right now until the end of the month. 0% financing or $6,500 off sticker price. Those incentives are the best we've seen this entire year. Hurry on in while supplies last. Just take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus and with approved credit.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. Here are your Week 6 high school football results. In Class A, in an inter-city clash, Lincoln North Star got the win over Lincoln High, 38-6. Lincoln Southeast won over Lincoln Southwest, 30-14. In Class B, number 4 Waverly took the win over number 8 Scotts Bluff after dominating in the first half, 27-0. The Vikings wouldn't allow a single first down in the half. Scotts Bluff would come back in the second half, but fall short with the final score of 27-14. Norris continued their dominant season with a win over Beatrice, 63-20. Switching to volleyball on Monday, October 2nd, Columbus defeated Lincoln Northeast in 2 sets. Lincoln Southwest would go on to beat Columbus in 2 sets, followed by another win over Lincoln Northeast in 2 sets. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Leaves are falling and the temperatures are cooling down. But don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Leagues are underway with winter leagues beginning on November 27th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf, inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at Double Eagle Golf.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
One final time, it is Husker Football Friday. You know what that means? In a few short minutes, we're going to kick things off on the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Strick and Terrell will kick us off on that pregame show. But as we wrap up on the block, shout out to Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Shout out to Austin, who's getting ready to be a dad. And shout out to Strick for letting me hang out with him as always. It's always a blast with E. Strick. And so, a little bit of breaking news. I
Huge
missed this.
breaking news, I think.
I missed this over the last hour. This came out a little under an hour ago that the Denver Broncos, I mentioned a couple days ago that Randy Gregory was going to get released.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Denver Broncos, prior to officially releasing him, has found a landing spot for Randy Gregory in his 5-year, $70 million deal. The San Francisco 49ers have acquired Randy Gregory, and
GBR.
all they had to give up for him was a 6th round pick.
Crazy. That is crazy. And then, I mean, one of the things we talked about before we get out of here and get into the A1 Automotive
Thank you, Tim
show,
Ave. Thank you.
Is this the psyche, the mental, the things that people deal with personally.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just see that the energy, the morale is down in Denver.
Yeah.
And that could probably lead you. So there could be a couple things. Money. It could be a money issue. It could be an energy level. But going to a team like this for someone like Randy Gregory could reinvigorate you. And just the change of the location can totally change the way that now he begins to play this game.
That's huge for San Francisco, as if they needed another piece, if they needed another boost. Randy Gregory, when he's got his on-field stuff figured out, when he's got his off-the-field stuff figured out, he is a very talented defensive player. And so a big addition for the San Francisco 49ers. It's that championship window we talked about. They continue adding to it, and it all centered around Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey and such. So, all right, Stricky, we got 30 seconds left, my man.
We're out of here. It is On the Block. Have a wonderful, peaceful, safe weekend, everyone, as we come back on Monday and then do it all over again right here, 2 to 4 On the Block. It's going to be me, Stricky, and Nikki for a whole week. That's all you're going to see is us. Peace.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1035